stop getting inspired and take a minute and learn how to get rewired up here. If you don't understand how your subconscious mind is wired and what you do on a daily basis, you will continually stay on that treadmill of trying, I call it. So let me give you some for instances, right? You might go to a conference or a training or a sales meeting or listen to a podcast or read a good book or watch, a video on some type of training. And that is getting inspired. Somebody might share a wonderful story with you and you go, "Oh, that's so moving and that's a great idea. I'm going to do that." And then, 2, 3 days later, comes and you haven't implemented it. I call it shelf help. It ends up as an idea on the shelf, right? And then, 3 days later, you're back to your same habits because you got inspired. Now, let me tell you the difference of getting rewired. For those of you that don't know me, I am Cappi Pidwell. I am a Master of Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and I'm a Master Hypnotherapist. I've been doing this work for 30 years now. That is insane. But it goes so fast, and I love every minute of it. But let's talk about how do you rewire your mindset to create new outcomes, to create a new inner identity, to create a new inner game, if you will, because that's where permanent change occurs. Temporary change might occur at an event, like I said, or a conference or something, and then a few days later. Just look at your own experience of loving something and then leaving, and then a few days later, your habits are exactly the same as they were. So, how does this rewiring work? A lot of times people think, Cappy, does it really work? And I wouldn't be doing something for 30 years if it didn't work for my clients. I have thousands of clients with remarkable results. And they all say, I wish I would have met you 20 years ago, right? Because they've tried so many other things. So rewiring really changes the way you feel and the way you think. So when I do a process on a person or make them a session and help them identify what's happening internally, I can begin to almost thread that through their subconscious and I record it all so that when they're listening to that, it starts to align with different beliefs about themselves, different inner images, different emotions. And then through the repetition, as they're listening to that every day, their behaviors start to change. So I had a client the other day, we were talking on the phone, and she said, Cappy, I am so confident now. Like, I used to question myself and I doubted myself and I would shrink and I would feel embarrassed. And I don't know, maybe you need to turn the button off. Because my husband's like, "Who are you?" She's like, "I cannot even believe how comfortable I feel in my own skin," which I gotta tell you, it is very priceless to make that kind of an impact on a person. So, of course, she's in her own business, and now she's doing things that she would have never even attempted. And, of course, she's making a lot more money already, and that was just a few months ago that we worked together. So, the rewiring is so powerful, and it works faster than the traditional training because we are accessing your subconscious, which is 90% more efficient and effective as an information processor. So, have you ever tried to do something and make a change and you felt like you had to force it? You maybe didn't even want to do what your manager or your boss or coach was telling you to do, and you're like, okay, I'll try it. But the energy behind it was like, it just didn't even feel in alignment with what you wanted. I know a lot of people that operate that way, and I can tell you that doesn't typically create the level of success they are seeking. So the rewiring comes from closing your eyes, it comes from going in that alpha, theta, delta state of mind. But before that happens, guys, you have to understand what feels familiar to you. I did another video on that, and you can watch that because if you don't know what's happening inside of you, it's very hard to make the changes. So if you're just trying to listen to something, but you don't even know what your own beliefs about it are, a lot of times those sessions and those things don't work for people because they're not doing step one. So once you start to get rewired, you become stronger, you become more clear, you become way more focused, you become more aligned in the things you want to do. which then creates a consistency, right? Like, I'm going to take these actions. I'm going to take these steps. I'm going to do these things instead of doing the 10 other things you don't want to do that you hate doing. That's not how you monetize. That's like a lack pile over there. You really want to become that person, your ideal self, right? And that's the real shift for people. And that happens immediately. It happens really fast. I use different techniques to get the people there. So if you know you're ready for real results, go ahead and book a call with me. The link's below, and let's hop on a Zoom and see if we're a fit to work together, because it's really important that you're a fit for me and I'm a fit for you. I only take a few clients a month. I do have a few slots on my calendar right now. So go ahead and book a call. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. I'm doing that. I'm out here creating new videos every single week for you, and it's out of the box for me. So please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.